or high?
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
WCPT 820, Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter.
I'd like to welcome you to WCPT AM's Out Chicago. Think of us as Sunday brunch with your gay best friends. Now please welcome your host, Scott Duff.
And a happy Sunday fun day to everybody out there. Scott Duff here along with Ellen Miller.
Good morning, Scott Duff.
Good morning, Ellen Miller. Welcome back.
Thank you. I missed you.
We missed you too.
I listened to you through the
powers of the interweb.
The powers of the interweb, going through the hills of Tennessee.
Ah, the beautiful. How was the birthday celebration?
It was really nice.
Yeah.
Kathy's mom was very touched. It was just family and a couple of friends, and we had a lovely time.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah.
I love that.
She turned 80 in February, but she had a lot of health issues, and we had to cancel it.
Right. Keep moving back. Well, hey, go when it's nice out, you know?
Yeah, it was a little, the weather
I bet it was a little warm there.
Well, no,
humid.
it was overcast, a little rainy, and the temperatures were not very warm. It was interesting.
All right.
70s.
Oh, my gosh. Sign me up. That sounds amazing.
Love that. I love the heat. But,
well, you should be enjoying this weather right now.
Yes, I am. I walked yesterday and the day before. I walked 3.5 miles and doing my thing.
All right.
You know, it's my blood. What can I say?
I don't know, man. I just
know.
don't get. I'm just a sweaty mess.
Well, you know, guys are different. They run a little bit warmer, I think, than some women, depending on where the women are in their
life journey.
Yeah, in their life
yes,
journey.
all the women that I know, they're just constantly changing temperatures.
I
the
bet.
whole time.
I know a lot too. But the show sounded great. I learned some things about you from
about
listening.
me?
Yes.
Like what?
Well, I think you and Tanya were talking about watching, shows, and you said you don't like to watch them during the day.
No, I don't like watching, especially in the summer.
And guess what?
What?
I'm with you.
I don't.
I feel the same way. I'm in the car going, I just feel like I don't want to be inside watching, Netflix or I just don't.
Yeah, no, I'd rather be outside.
You and I.
There we go.
After all 12 years, I learned something about.
Well, there we are. Something new.
Very important.
Something very important.
Anyway, you guys sounded great. We enjoyed the whole. It really made our ride, the first 2 hours of our ride, go by nicely.
Fantastic.
So
thank you.
Thanks, Tanya. I'm
glad that y'all had a good time and happy birthday, happy 80th to
Kathy's mom.
She looks great, by the way.
I
saw that picture.
Yeah, she's a fit. She was playing tennis up until she had a few health issues, and now she's overcome
getting back in that.
Getting back in the swing of things.
Amazing.
Yeah, and we stopped in Louisville on the way, which was fun. Louisville. And I played at a club called Stevie Ray's. It was a jam night.
Okay, so
they were so cute. They were so excited to have me there. It was so sweet. I think the guy at the end. I think we can all agree the highlight of tonight was Ellen from Chicago.
All right, Ellen from Chicago. Have harps will travel.
They don't get a lot of middle-aged harp women harp players rolling through. I guess
rolling through Louisville. Did you stop by the Yum Center?
You had a quick trip, but no.
Girl, let me tell you, the first time I went to Louisville, I just kept seeing signs for like the Yum Center, and I'm like, what is this place?
Is it a food
I'm
thing?
like, do you go and get taste it? Because I kept thinking, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, they're owned by the Yum Company, right?
Well, I didn't know that. Well, I don't know. It just sounded like a really delicious place to visit, and then I'm like, oh, basketball. Okay, never mind. Yeah, there we are.
No,
but that's me and my knowledge of sports.
That's okay.
But it's a cute town, Louisville.
It really is, and I have some nice food options. We ate along the river. It was a beautiful. We visited our friend Janine, who lives there overnight. Always breaks up the trip, and then hightailed it home on Sunday, listening to Out Chicago. So thank you.
You're very welcome. And now, folks who are out there driving through Tennessee or wherever you're driving through, or just sitting down outside, maybe not watching TV, we've got a great show for you today. Later this hour, we're chat with Allison Gash. She's a professor of political science at the University of Oregon, contributor of the Washington Monthly, and co-founder and president of Our School, a nurturing and creative anti-racist space for LGBTQ plus young people.
Wonderful.
Yes, so we're excited to be talking to her. And back by overwhelming demand, the multiple Tony Award-winning musical MJ is making a victorious return to Chicago. MJ stands for Michael Jackson. It goes beyond Michael Jackson's singular moves and signature sound, offering a rare glimpse at the making of the 1992 Dangerous World Tour. And Brandon Lee Harris, who plays Michael, I think one of the Michaels.
The middle Michael.
The middle Michael. He's going to be joining us in the second hour. And she is the tap dancing star of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17, the queen of She Already Done Had Hers, and the star of the film Big Easy Queens. Suzie Toot is going to be joining us. Suzie Toot. You have no idea.
When I heard her last name, I'm like, I only think of one thing when I hear Toot.
Beans.
They're
the magical fruit.
They're the magical
But Suzie Toot,
singing fruit.
Suzie Toot, she's kind of like a little Betty Boop-ish kind of vibe.
Okay.
That's where it comes
Look
from.
forward to meeting her.
Yes. And of course, we would love to hear from you. So give us a call at 773-763-9278. That's the Credo mobile phone and text line, 773-763-9278. Credo Mobile, a progressive phone company that is better for all people. Visit and the planet.
Yes.
Not even just the people, the planet too. Visit credomobile.com. And of course, you can find us on Facebook.
Yes.
Just go to Out Chicago Radio and give us a click and a like and a share. But if that doesn't float your boat, you can always tune in on WCPT AM 820, or you can go to our website, heartlandsignal.com, and just stream live there. Or you can find us on like the YouTubes. We're streaming everywhere and all that good stuff.
We're everywhere.
Just like Visa.
No excuse.
Everywhere you want to be.
That's it.
So there we are. So how are you doing? How's your week been?
Well, busy. We have two cousins are in from Ohio. My cousin Bill, my cousin Kathy, part of our community. My gay cousins.
Come on, gay cousins.
And both of them lost their moms. My aunts, I've talked about it. I had a 102-year-old aunt and a 100-year-old aunt that passed away in the last few months. And this is the son and daughter of those two aunts. And we had a family barbecue for 18 last night.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun. It's, as you know, because you do this too, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
You got to get your house. It's great because you look at your house afterwards and go, wow, we really did get this place looking good.
This looks good.
We really straightened these corners.
Yeah.
But we did. We made it a casual barbecue with hamburgers, bratwurst, hot dogs, chicken sausage.
All right,
veggie
just stuff that you
burgers.
can always just throw on. You don't have to do any too much prep.
But, I was, baby.
Grill master.
I was, a lot
It was
going
hot
on.
last night, too.
It was hot.
Because I went to a little
flaming.
birthday grilling situation myself yesterday. So
that's a time of year for it.
I know.
We worked, Kathy and I, we worked, but everybody was so happy. And we had 18 people, all cousins and my siblings and their significant others. My nephews were there. They were great. They were interactive, and I don't know what's happening, but they were talking to us.
Hey, that's amazing.
One of them's going away to college in 4 weeks.
I know, that's so crazy.
Maybe he's starting to realize that, wow, I'm leaving home, for the first time. So it was great. But, I'm wearing a Wilco shirt because I'm a big Wilco fan, as you all know. And we were going to go to the show tonight, and I realized since you know how it is when you host, I didn't spend any time with them.
Oh, right.
And my one cousin Lynn is staying with me, but she wasn't up when I left. And when I get home, she's heading out to my brother's for a barbecue. And I'm like, I called my brother on the way in. I said, do you have enough food for us? Because I'm going to cancel Wilco and be with the family tonight so I can spend time with my cousins. So we are going to have some more family time tonight. They're leaving in the morning.
Yeah, so look, I get so jealous of like those gigantic families.
Yeah.
Where it's like, look, there are 18, Millers running around.
And we have only gotten together for funerals for the last 4 times.
Right.
So it felt, and everybody said that it's so nice to be together for something happy. So it was just a great night. And, it's been a busy couple of weeks, as we always, things are busy in the world.
Yeah.
But we have to enjoy every sip of summer that we can drink, in my opinion. When August comes, when Market Days comes, which is happening this weekend.
Market Days is happening right now.
I'm always like bittersweet. It's like, yay, Market Days, it's fun. Then it's like, ooh, the days are shorter, and everybody's talking about going back to school and end of summer.
That starts a week from tomorrow.
Yeah. The 18th. The kids in Chicago go back to school.
Yeah, but here's the thing: summer is a state of mind.
I agree.
And the weather's we all have agreed that the seasons have shifted a month So summer weather lasts at least through September into October.
Yep.
So, it might get a little darker, but it's still going to be nice weather.
It's still going to be nice weather, and I'm with you on that.
There we are.
And,
and just celebrate the moving forward.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing every day. How about you? How have you been the last couple weeks? What have you done? What have you seen?
I really wish that you were in town. I'm still reeling from Sasha Velour from
I heard
the show.
So many friends of mine on
Steppenwolf.
Facebook, they loved it.
She is amazing. And one of the coolest things about that show that is still, it's stayed with me, it stuck with me, is the first chunk was autobiographical. So she was kind of talking a little bit about her growing up in Champaign-Urbana as this little queer kid. Mm-hmm. And she was talking about the people in her family, particularly the strong women that were in her family that nurtured her creativity and the artist that
Beautiful.
Was in her. And then her dad, who was also like, she talked about how when she was 10, she forced the neighborhood kids to put on a production of Midsummer Night's Dream in their backyard. And she made all the costumes and did all the props and everything and stole the show. And her dad was like, you know what? You don't focus on anything except this was something, so let's do it. So it was just something really, really great, since we're talking about family and having family around, how her family, especially her grandparents, were like, just be amazing, be fabulous, be wonderful.
That's so hopeful.
And going on, as the show went on, she kind of was talking about, she gave the youngins some schooling on queer history, just queer pop culture, what our queer community, like the things that like I was taught coming up, just in terms of like camp and the things that not to take too seriously, and the things that that shouldn't be taken too seriously are taken too seriously. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It was a fantastic event. So still riding high off of that.
Yeah, I mean, I heard you guys talking about it last week, and other friends of mine were just raving.
Look, if she's coming to a city near you,
check her out.
Run, don't walk. It really is.
I really enjoyed
an incredible show
when she was on with us.
Oh,
she's
really great.
Yeah, she's delightful.
She's great. And we got another RuPaul girl today, Suzie Toot.
This is where they come.
I know.
Out Chicago.
I know. That's where we have our fingers on the pulse.
Yes, we do.
We do. This week, Jerry was out of town. He was in Chautauqua, New York, workshopping some new pieces there. Nice. And that was a triumph. Excuse me.
Was he visiting the Clintons while they were there?
No, they weren't there right now.
Oh,
this
okay.
time.
He knocked on their door, but
he did, but they weren't.
They weren't.
No, he's like, no.
Last night we were lamenting. Why didn't too bad Hillary didn't win when she won.
Oh, I know.
Put that guy to.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There's nothing good can come from that.
No. So is he back?
He got back. Yeah, he got back last night, and I was over at a friend's house celebrating a birthday, and I was there with some people that I hadn't seen in like 20 years. We waited tables together back in the 900 North Michigan building, the Bloomingdale's building.
I think you waited on me.
Tucci Benucci. I probably did.
I swear to God, I used to go there a lot.
I loved them all. I was there, but it was somebody who I hadn't seen in a really long time, and it was as if no time had passed.
We had an XRT lunch reunion on Friday, and my boss. He was my immediate. I reported to him for a while. I had not seen him, Scott, in 35 years, and we hugged for like 2 minutes. And seeing him again, there's certain people, it's you pick up right where you left off.
Yeah, well, I mean, and the thing is, like, we were friends.
Yeah.
But then she moved to Germany, and with her wife at the time, and then life has happened. But anyway, it was just like, it was one of those things where I'm like, it just feels kind of like we just picked up where we left off, and even though like so much has happened in both of our worlds. So that was great. It was really wonderful to kind of be sitting around with a bunch of older queer people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And our straight ally. And our straight ally that was hosting it. Yeah. It was lovely. And then, okay.
Yeah.
So I've got a friend who, you know, like she pops in. Well, no, sometimes we get like a really, really on with communications, and then sometimes it stops. And a lot of it too is I'm like, oh, she's dating this guy, you know, and I just assume like, all right, you know, she lives in Oregon, and she's in a like this relationship that's kind of doing a thing. So, you know, when people start dating,
yeah, sometimes you don't. They go missing. For
They
a
go
while.
missing
Yeah.
for a while,
Yeah.
which is fine. Like I'm like, I get it. And
Yeah.
like we'll still receive text, but it's nothing as like, you know, as intertwined as we used to be.
Right.
Excuse me. I had egg bites before I came in, and they are like
They're not.
they are just hanging out.
They're not agreeing with you.
Sorry, yeah. But so she's started texting us, like Jerry and I going, hi, I need to talk to you. I need to FaceTime you
Okay.
soon. And I'm like, and I'm like, oh no. And Jerry was in New York. I was here. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm working and Jerry's out of town and blah, blah, blah. She's like, well, we can still FaceTime. We need to FaceTime soon. I'm like, okay. She's a writer. So Jerry's like, oh, her book is done. And I'm like, no, she's been seeing this guy. So either she's pregnant or she's engaged. And sure enough, she's engaged, which is wonderful. Yes. And then she's like, we're getting married. I'm like, amazing. She's like, and we want you guys, because we're both ordained ministers, thanks by the powers invested from the internet.
Yeah, as I am too.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's like, and we want you guys to marry us. I'm like, oh, that's great.
And where is this taking place?
In Portland, in 6 weeks.
Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon. I'm like, that's a short timeline going on.
And
there.
also, it's not the easiest or it's not inexpensive to fly to Portland, Oregon.
No,
I've had to look into flights there before.
Yes. So,
you'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll figure all that. But I'm kind of like, oh man, 6 weeks is not a lot of
6 weeks is not a lot of time.
But I'm going to be going to Portland.
Portland, I've not been there since, I'm going to date myself, the 70s.
Wow. It's changed a little bit.
Maybe 81. But yeah, I always loved it there.
It's real pretty.
I guess I was there in 81, maybe. Yeah, 81. So not the 70s. 81. Oh, yeah, just the other day. But it's a really neat town, and it's really changed, I hear, is right. So,
yeah, it's
that'd be a great trip for you.
Yeah, we went.
We
went out there to visit her a couple years ago for her birthday, and
were you expanded into like a little longer visit?
Well, here's the thing. So it's also very strange. So this guy that she's married, actually his name is Guy. This guy, he's a doctor in the Bay Area. So they kind of do little halvesies things. It's a very modern kind of relationship, just in terms of like, she's worked very, very hard to become successful, to be, independent and everything. And he's got 3 adult kids, and, he has his own career and blah, blah, blah. So I've never met him face to face. Like, we've chatted over Zoom and FaceTime and everything, but we've never met. So the plan is that they're getting married on a Friday afternoon at her house and like in the backyard and doing all this stuff. And then Saturday, after all the family leaves, like the big extended stuff, they're putting together what they're calling a BFF getaway, a BFF sleepover.
Okay.
And they are renting a place on the coast. And then, so just like his 3 kids, his 3 adult children, and then I think there are maybe like 3 or 4 of Rebecca's good friends. We're all going so that we can all just kind of hang out and get to know each other in person.
Fun.
I know, it'll be fun.
Do you know Lincoln City, or do you know what's town?
I don't know.
Have you ever
right
been
now.
to the Oregon coast? Did you ever?
No, but I have seen Goonies. It's pretty.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. So yeah, so it's very exciting.
Well, good for you. You know what? You've been talking about needing a getaway, so everything happens for a reason.
I guess so, but like, man.
Yeah.
And then I got to go to another wedding in Austin in November. TikTok, my calendar's full.
You're
I know. I'm like,
weddings.
wait a second. I'm in my 50s. All of this wedding shenanigans should have happened in my 20s and 30s.
There's
but
a whole other wave.
There's a whole other wave that I am experiencing right now. Yeah. But actually, you know what? We should probably
experience a break.
We should experience a break. Yes. I'm trying to figure out how to. We'll read this part. We're going to take a break. And this part about Chicago is brought to you by Team Hochberg. If you are struggling to make your mortgage, auto, or credit card payments, you are not alone, and you need to call Team Hochberg, your trusted local lender. During the first quarter of 2025, more than 12% of credit card accounts, approximately 5% of auto loans, and nearly 1% of mortgages are more than 90 days past due, which is the highest in the past 15 years. So if you're having challenges making your payments, the best time to contact Team Hochberg is today. Not tomorrow, not next week, and not next year. Call Team Hochberg now at 855-563-2843 for a free consultation with an experienced Team Hochberg mortgage professional. Now, if you qualify, Team Hochberg will help you consolidate your debt, enhance your credit, and reduce your monthly payments. Team Hochberg has helped thousands of WCPT listeners, but they can't help if you don't call 855-563-2843 or visit 56david.com. The number again is 855-563-2843. And the website you know and love, 56david.com. Lower.com, equal housing lender, NMLS 1124061. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to... there'll be more Out Chicago.
Yes, there will.
So stick around. You're listening to Out Chicago right here on WCPT.
If cage walls could talk with Jody Whittaker.
Captain Paul Watson is a marine wildlife conservation and environmental activist.
And as his head rose out of the sea and his eye was there right before me, so close I could see my own reflection in that eye. That whale understood what we were trying to do because I could see the effort he made to pull himself back. And instead of crashing forward, he began to slide back to the sea as I disappeared beneath the surface, and he died. He could have killed us and chose not to. So I owe my life to that whale.
If cage walls could talk, Saturdays at 5.
This is a WCPT Civil Rights Snapshot. In August 2022, American Airlines hosted the Bessie Coleman Aviation All-Stars Tour, celebrating the 100th anniversary of Bessie Coleman performing the first public flight by a woman of color. Bessie was a phenomenal pilot, but her path to get there was far from easy. When Bessie was 23, she moved in with her brothers who were returning from World War I. Bessie's brothers would tease Bessie because in France, women were allowed to fly planes, something Bessie could not. Determined, Bessie applied to several flight schools across the country, where she was declined for being a woman and being of color. Remembering what her brothers said, Bessie taught herself French and applied and was accepted to the Caldron Brothers School of Aviation in France and received her international pilot's license in 1921. Coleman traveled the country giving speeches and demonstrations, refusing to speak anywhere that was segregated. Sadly, in 1926, due to a loose wrench stuck in the engine, Bessie fell out of the plane to her death. Bessie's death was tragic, but it shows that even in 2022, her legacy still lives on. Please stay vigilant about our civil rights. The fight is never over.
If you're an experienced homeowner who's outlived your assets or your spouse recently passed away, you need to call Team Hochberg, your trusted local reverse mortgage lender. Alice, 90, widow, income $24,000 a year, living in a $500,000 home with no mortgage. Alice's husband recently passed away and she was terrified about losing her home, so her daughter called for information about a reverse mortgage. We helped Alice secure a reverse mortgage which allowed her to access $300,000 tax-free dollars so she could afford in-home health care. Let's review. Alice's husband recently passed away. She outlived her assets and thought she had to sell her home. Our reverse mortgage expert, Jose Rodriguez, helped Alice secure a reverse mortgage so she could afford in-home health care and peacefully age in place. Team Hochberg's helped thousands of radio listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 855-563-2843 or visit that website you know and love, 56david.com, lower.com, equal housing lender, NMLS 1124061.
This is WCPT 820, where facts matter.
I'm Amanda Civitello with Creating Iris. Welcome back to Out Chicago on WCPT.
And welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ella Miller, rolling along.
Yes, we are.
Got the band back together.
Indeed.
Would you? And hey, the phone, the Credo mobile phone and text line is open at 773-763-9278. Credo Mobile, a progressive phone company that is better for all people and the planet. And also just want to remind you that this week on Choose Views, Richard's guests will include Texas Democratic candidate for Congress, Isaiah Martin, Texas Democratic State Representative Ann Johnson, author, historian Michelle Duster, and North Carolina Democratic Party Chair Anderson Clayton. Choose Views weekdays from 6 to 8 a.m. Central on WCPT 820 AM, the Heartland Signal website, TuneIn, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm glad they got some of those Texas state elected officials that are up here. Carl, that is just madness. It is just madness. And the reaction that's going on from, like, we're going to arrest you and we're going to get the FBI involved. Like, wait, why are you trying to track them down? They're right there. Like, they're not hiding. They're not in hiding.
What are they going to do? Put handcuffs on them and put them in a paddy wagon? I mean, what are they planning to capture?
It's just so bananas. And I want to say, like, hats off to all those Texan Democrats who are standing up for what they believe in.
Yes. It's so horrible. I've been not paying attention as I pay attention enough, because I get constant breaking news from the New York Times on my watch and on my phone. But I decided to pay a little more attention this week. I was listening to Pod Save America, and they're talking about everybody's like, we're not watching the news, but we need to stay on it because this is bad. What's going on? It's so bad. Oh, we have a lunatic running our country right now.
He was walking around on the roof.
He's a lunatic.
Like, what's going on?
He is certifiably crazy.
Yeah,
and he knows nothing about anything other than his own power. Mental, all he's about is retaining power and making money, and it's sick and it's gross. And we have to, I guess, really things like making sure that the midterms are fair and that this redistricting, which is only supposed to happen during the census, needs to happen
during the census. Right, yeah.
He's just gaming the system at every turn, and there's nobody stopping him.
There are people who are trying. So
but we got to keep trying.
Well, and that's the thing that's just kind of, that really just drives me crazy. Well, first of all, just getting back to the midterms, the whole thing, he promised people, especially like the older Christian people, like, if you vote for me, you'll never have to vote again. Yep. He keeps saying things, and people are like, oh, that's not going to happen. Like, believe him. Like, that is what he is trying to do. That is what they are trying to do. They're trying to create this permanent MAGA party and control.
Like his idol Putin. Yeah, they have elections in Russia. Yeah, right.
Sure. Yeah, but they have them.
They have them. But
people they do whatever they do. They do the beeps and the boops, I guess, or check it off, but nothing changes.
Nothing changes.
Yeah. So it's.
And I'm very disturbed about this upcoming meeting with Putin in Alaska. How dare they sit down and hammer out something without inviting the president of the country they're talking to?
Yep. And
he's looking at it as a real estate deal, not as what's right for the world. It's disgusting. It's going to be. I don't know what's going to happen, but how dare they?
Yeah, it's really weird. Like his polls are horrible.
They're horrible.
And also like our reputation across the globe is horrible as Americans, and which for me also kind of brings up this really. There was a documentary that just got released in July. It was called Reclaim the Flag. And basically just asking, what does the flag mean to you? Once it was an emblem of our shared humanity, the historic American flag has now become synonymous with fear for many Americans and citizens whose rights are in a certain kind of flux. And in this documentary, again, it's called Reclaim the Flag. You can watch it on YouTube. There is a link. I put it onto our Facebook page. It's 30 minutes long. And it's just kind of a really interesting idea, an interesting talk. Like, what does the American flag mean to you? And they talk to many members of the LGBTQ plus community to talk about what it means to queer Americans. I posed this question last night to my friends, and I think the reason why we're all so upset is because we love this country.
Yes.
We love America.
Yes.
But there's something about the symbol of America that has been co-opted by the right these days that really makes queer people in particular uncomfortable and unsafe.
Understandably so.
Yeah.
I listened to the documentary while I was cooking, and I related to so much of it, Scott. From walking by a house and seeing a flag up, and you wonder, what does that mean? Does that mean they hate us? Does that mean they're MAGA people? I mean, these are the thoughts that come into your mind. I put the American flag up for holidays like honoring, Memorial Day, Flag Day, 4th of July,
Labor Day, Veterans Day.
I put the flag up for those. But this year, I think I mentioned this on the air before, but I told Kathy, I feel like hanging it upside down.
Mm-hmm.
And I really grappled with that. But I thought, I got a bar 5 doors down. I don't want people coming and damaging my house or,
right.
But we're all very conflicted. I come from a family of veterans. My grandfather fought in World War I. My father was in World War II. I was a World War II veteran, and I honored them with the flag, and I put it up and say, F you to those people who think they're going to co-opt this flag from me. I'm going to put it up on my terms. I'm not going to have it up every day.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that I'm not proud of America right now in that way.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, that's the big thing. I've been kind of going back through my own personal history with the American flag, and I remember, like, I was a wee kid, but like the spirit of 76, like in 1976, when it was the bicentennial, we were living in Connecticut for like, we lived there for a minute. And I was like 4 years old, but I remember it was a big deal that the Freedom Train was coming. There was some sort of train I think it was an East Coast thing that it was coming through, and it was like everybody was there, and there was like bunting and flags, and I just it imprinted on my 4-year-old little heart and brain this notion of like coming together, and like we are together as a country, and we're celebrating this, and look what we've done for 200 years. And it was, there was a lot of patriotism. but also not necessarily look what we've done over the past 200 years, because a lot of people got screwed over the past 200 years. Let's not get that twisted.
Stolen land, racism, slavery, things like that.
Things
but
like
other
that.
than that,
yeah. But how was the show?
But anyway,
But so I remember that, and then somewhere it kind of got a little twisted, and I think it was probably just because of growing up in the suburbs of St. Louis and grappling with my sexuality and all of that. It was like,
how do I fit? Where do
I fit? Where do I fit in this? And then I remember seeing an American flag in the back of like a flatbed truck would scare the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Just scare the crap. And then on September 12th, 2001, I remember I was sitting outside Steppenwolf because I had my first day of rehearsal for a show I was doing there was on September 11th, like at 10 o'clock in the morning. It was crazy. But sitting out there on September 12th and seeing a flatbed, like a truck go by with an American flag flying behind it, and it made me calm. Like it was the complete opposite thing, and I was like, "Oh!"
During that time, that was a unifying symbol for us.
Yeah, it was. I don't know, and then somehow it has been co-opted again by the right, and particularly by MAGA. Yeah, and so nowadays, even like if I see, I really think it's Under Armour that has like a line of like T-shirts that has like the inverted American flag on there. There's some that, but I see it like if I'm working at the snack factory and I see people with like a flag on, I'm always like,
I know.
I'm not safe over there.
I agree. I know exactly how you feel.
So how do we take it back? Like that's the thing that really kind of hit me with this. Again, the documentary is called Reclaim the Flag. It's on our Facebook page. There's a link to it. It's also on YouTube. You can stream it. Again, very, very short, but it's really, really interesting. And it starts out with like Lena Waithe, who we've had on the show, saying this is supposed to mean freedom and liberty for all and justice for all. But there are large groups of people who are not included in that, and who haven't been included and trying to get in there. And there's George Takei on there saying about how the first time that he remembers the flag, he was in an internment camp here in the United States, that they would line up in their school and they would have to do the Pledge of Allegiance to a flag, but then you look out the window and there was barbed wire and people with guns.
How do you square that?
Yeah, and that is the thing. The flag stands for all of us.
That's right.
And it seems like the right, they don't care. They don't. It stands for the people, what they believe in and what they want to do.
Which is very unpatriotic and un-American when you really look at what we're supposed to be about.
Life,
here.
liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah, that's not what's happening.
Freedom and justice for all.
Mm-hmm. Not happening. It's freedom and justice for those that they choose.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So how do we take it back? How do we reclaim the flag as people? Because we are all, again, we know that that's the best thing about the Constitution, is, in order to form a more perfect union, we are constantly trying to be better. And we are, yes, we have made mistakes, but the thing that we need to do as a country is we need to acknowledge those mistakes. We need to acknowledge.
We're whitewashing them right now.
Yeah, it's very much whitewashed, as you were saying. And it's,
yeah.
Sorry, I was on a train of thought. And then,
Sorry.
No, it's okay. But
how do we take it back is the question.
Yeah, and that's what I'm just trying to figure out. I don't understand how people, and again, it's probably just, again, because we've all become just so myopic and so in our own little bubbles and our own little curated news sources and our own little things. I just don't understand how allowing people to live the life that they want to live and to be a prosperous member of the community, of society and culture, how that is going to screw up your world. Unless it's just because of, they do good jobs kind of thing.
People have been taught to hate. It's sad.
Yeah, and that is all that is all that's been the message that has been for the past 10 years. Mm-hmm. It really is, going back to the playbook of organizing discontent. The perennial favorite, of course, are Black people. Mm-hmm. But right now, particularly, it is the sights are aimed on trans folks and brown people mm-hmm. and people who are immigrants, and they are less than and undeserving of all of the protections and all of the freedoms and liberties that we share here in America by being Americans.
It's horrible and disgusting.
Yeah, well, and the thing that's, I just don't. We have to stop with this American exceptionalism. We have to understand that, we are trying to become a more perfect union. We have made, here's what it was. We've made mistakes in the past. We made big mistakes. We had an entire people enslaved.
Yeah. We stole land from the Indians and killed them in their own homeland.
We took indigenous lands here. We had women couldn't vote. Black people weren't full human beings. There's a lot of stuff that we have messed up. And I think what really in order to move through, we have to acknowledge that we messed up.
Good luck with this administration.
I know, but that's to me is that's where the healing can begin, or that's how we can kind of at least maybe take back the flag, because it's one of those things I see this, and mm-hmm. I'm your grandfather and your father and my father and my brother and my cousins and my mm-hmm. I have a lot of people who fight for this.
Fight for this, yes.
And it just seems like this isn't where we're supposed to be.
And then you've got Kristi Noem advertising for ICE agents saying, we want to protect our culture.
Yeah, what is that all about? Whoa. If the dog whistle could be a little bit louder. Yeah. Sorry, not to be a dog whistle, because then a dog will come and then she'd have to shoot it. All right. Anyway, that's just kind of what I'm thinking. That's just some thoughts.
It is, I think, something, Scott, that's on the minds of very many Americans, both LGBTQ and allies and people that just want America to be for everybody.
And as it should be. But I think Democrats and people who do not identify as MAGA just really think about what does this country mean to you? And what are you going
to do about it?
Yeah. So we'll let you ponder that while we take a quick little break. And when we get back on the other side, we're going to be speaking with Professor of Political Science at the University of Oregon, Allison Gash. So stick around. You're listening to Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
Hey, it's Mario J. Bell here of Bell & Company. Join me, Libby, and Jason Rosenberg of the Jason Rosenberg Real Estate Group every Sunday at 3 p.m., and you will have a great time listening because you never know what you're going to get. You'll get a little bit of Jason Rosenberg's tips on real estate, but then who knows what else is going to happen. So make sure you tune in every Sunday at 3 p.m. right here on WCPT.
The latest politics.
We both took an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Global news.
We do know one thing. This tragedy would never have happened but for Russia's needless invasion of Ukraine.
And business updates.
These are banks that people rely on to get cash, and we need to make sure that they are protected.
And factual conversations. WCPT 820, Chicago's Progressive Talk.
When it comes to banking, you need a bank you can trust. A bank with a rock-solid reputation and the highest integrity. A bank that gives you the attention and respect you deserve.
ABOC first opened its doors in downtown Chicago in 1922, and we've made our name on deep expertise, best-in-class service, and a strong commitment to our customers. We know the Chicago business market inside and out and can help you craft the perfect banking solution, no matter what type of business you're in.
And if you're looking for a banking partner for your labor union, we can bring the type of expertise that only comes from a bank that was founded by labor unions and still has union employees and shareholders to this day.
Whether you need a deposit account, loan, trust services, or investment management, ABOC has you covered. Let's work together to manage your finances today while planning for a better tomorrow. ABOC, a bank built on a strong foundation.
Visit aboc.com to learn more. Member FDIC.
This is a WCPT Veteran Minute. In 1939, when Europe was on the brink of war, a single mother was bringing Jewish refugees into her home, teaching her two daughters to help others when you can and fight injustice. Freddie and Charles Ulferstegen took their mother's advice to heart, joining their mother in distributing anti-Nazi newspapers and pamphlets for the resistance, a dangerous act when the Nazis invaded the Netherlands. But with the girls being young, Freddie being only 14 and Charles being only 16, Nazis were less likely to suspect them to be working for the resistance. This is most likely why in 1941, a commander of the Haarlem resistance group to ask their mother if he could recruit Freddie and Truss. Their mother and the girls agreed and were given basic training, and within 2 years, the girls were bringing Jewish refugees into hiding, working in emergency hospitals, sabotaging bridges and railway lines, and killing Nazis, sometimes ambushing them from their bicycles. Despite the Netherlands not wanting to acknowledge the girls' achievements, their contributions to helping the Allied powers will never be unnoticed.
You're listening to WCPT 820 because facts matter.
Hey, this is Kathy Richardson, America's sweetheart from Jefferson Starship, and you're listening to Out Chicago.
Every time I hear her call herself America's sweetheart, she is America's sweetheart.
She's our sweetheart.
Indeed. Welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff and Ellen Miller here, just rolling along. We are having some trouble getting Professor Gash on the phone right now, but we thought we would take this time because this week Chicago lost one of the good ones.
Speaking of a sweetheart
and a firebrand. Lori Cannon passed away last Sunday at age 74. If you don't know who Lori Cannon is, it's probably because you didn't meet her, because once you met her, you would never forget her.
That's right.
She was known for her decades of service to Chicago's LGBTQ plus community, and especially people living with HIV/AIDS. She co-founded Open Hand Chicago, the city's only Meals on Wheels program for low-income people with AIDS in 1985. Open Hand later became Vital Bridges under the umbrella of Heartland Alliance Health, and she continued as the driving force behind Groceryland, the organization's food pantry for people living with HIV, even after Heartland Alliance dissolved in 2025. I remember that moment, and I was like, when I saw the news come out, I was like, oh no, Like, what is Lori going to do?
Yeah.
She co-founded ACT UP with her best friend and political cartoonist Danny Sotomayor and activist Paul Adams in 1988. I mean, talk about a purpose-driven life. She was one of the most selfless and incredible human beings that I was ever fortunate enough to meet. I mean,
I'm with you. We had her, on the show. We met her out in the world, and we were out and doing events.
Yeah.
Whether it was the
with her
legacy walk,
shocking red hair,
and her smile, and just beloved by the community and by everybody who knew her. She makes you see somebody like Lori and go, "Wow, I'm so unworthy."
Yeah, I mean, it was like
compared to what she did.
Like, talk about a purpose-driven life.
Yeah.
Talk about a servant leader. Like, she's the one. Like, all right, I'm going to get in and do the work. She was there. She was one of the people that showed up.
She showed up big time. Big time.
And she wasn't even a member of the community.
No,
she was an ally. She was the truest version of a straight ally. It really does just kind of there is a hole in Chicago right now. I believe there's going to be a memorial for her at Sidetrack in early September. We'll keep you posted on that.
Yes, indeed.
But she is, she was just a life force and a force of nature. She wanted to get things done. She was at every protest. She was there at the beginning of the HIV/AIDS epidemic. Again, for younger folks who are listening out there, I don't think people understand exactly what it was like in the early days of the AIDS epidemic and how our government did not care for us. These are one of the things that, we have to acknowledge about our past in order to move forward and to reclaim the flag. But she was there when a lot of people weren't. And she was there for her friends. And then more than just her friends, she was there for strangers and the community and then the city. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
There was no end to what she was giving to this city and the LGBTQ plus community. Entertainer Angelique Monroe.
Oh yeah.
Mama Lori said Mama Lori was the lifeline for so many of us. Her kitchen was open, her arms were open, her heart endlessly open. To Lori and every volunteer who's ever packed a grocery bag, delivered a meal, or sat bedside with someone in need, thank you. Your love and devotion built this community. Nothing can take that legacy away.
Yeah. The tributes that came pouring out of her social media were just so moving and so incredible. There was even one from Governor Pritzker. And he wrote, Lori Cannon was a true ally in Illinois from her organizing days to founding Open Hand Chicago. She led the way with chutzpah and humor. Boy, oh boy, was she funny. And dirty, too. My deepest condolences to her loved ones as we mourn the passing of a friend, as a friend of the community in our state. May her memory be a blessing. She really was as another person described her, caretaker of the universe.
Yes.
I do have a clip. In 2007, she sat down with Windy City Times co-founder Tracy Bames for a series on Chicago gay history. And in this clip, it's a little long, but I feel like we need to just play it to honor her.
Yes.
But this is in 2007, and here she shares her personal reasons for her tireless activism.
With our 20th commemoration coming up, you think back of what times were like when things started, how every gay community in the country was scrambling, and then here I am, the bus driver, the volunteer for all these programs. My life was forever transformed when one of my first friends died in my arms. He had been a porn star, he had been a bodybuilder, and in my arms that day that he died, instead of a strapping buck, he was a shriveled, emaciated, little old man to look at him. And I was never the same. I couldn't be. And I decided this was to be my life. And I made it my business to network with the spokesmodels in the community who were the movers and shakers. They accepted me. We volunteered together. We got arrested together. No, I'm not gay. But I have such an abiding respect and admiration for the community, for what they've had to overcome. You know, I had an interesting conversation with Ryan White's mother. For all of the time she's been honored, Victor Salvo, Tom Chiola, and myself have been lucky enough to be her companions. And she would talk about how her son would come home from sitting in the waiting room of the physician in Indiana who's an HIV specialist, and how Ryan would look at the various patients who were being shunned by maybe the receptionist, other people in the medical clinic. And he came home and he said, Mom, I don't know how the community does it. They have to deal with so much. Me, I'm a kid. I'm a media darling. No one's going to mess with me. But these men that I watch, they have such a character about them, and I have such love for them. And she talked openly about how her son held the community in such regard because she has seen what they are faced with, what they're dealing with, like himself, and get through a day. So maybe Ryan and I have the same, I look at the community as having a superior gene. And what other group could survive this plague that has been thrown at them? Rex Wagner asked me years ago at an ACT UP demo when we're sitting in the back of a paddy wagon. He says, how come you know so many gay people? I said, well, Rex, I never thought of it that way. Your friends are your friends. You know them in health and you know them in sickness. Nobody went out looking for AIDS, you know. It found us. And hopefully people respond the way they're supposed to.
That was Lori Cannon.
It makes me miss her so much.
I know. I'm getting teary over here. Lori Cannon speaking in 2007 with Tracy Baim, founder of the Windy City Times. She really was the caretaker of the universe. And she was the kind of gal who, when somebody said, somebody should do something, and she realized, she's like, you know what, I'm somebody, and I can do something. And so she did. It's just that, I know, it's just that simple. So yeah, if you want to, there's several more clips about Lori and her legacy. Go to ChicagoGayHistory.com. It really is. Again, I think we need to remember our past in order for us to kind of to move forward and to honor her. And if you're looking for a way to honor or to celebrate Lori, volunteer, make a donation to particularly a food pantry. That was her passion, Groceryland.
Getting people fed. It's an essential.
Getting people fed, and also, and donating items that aren't covered by food stamps, or SNAP things, like paper products and hygiene products and things like that. But if you're looking to make a difference, just something like that can help. And she really is just somebody who the only way I can say this is really is to be a servant leader. That is who she was. She knew what she had to do. She lived every day to help other people.
Yes, she did.
Yeah. So
she was a beautiful, beautiful person, and may her memory be eternal. And hopefully, we'll have an opportunity to honor and celebrate her in September at Sidetrack.
Yeah, there's going to be again. I'm pretty sure it is early September. I think it's September 6th or September 7th. And everything. And from here, us at Out Chicago, our hearts go out to all of over 12 years, all of our guests who have been on here, their lives have been enmeshed with her. Sending special love to Victor Salvo and Richard Knight and Owen Keenan. they're
her family.
There's a hole in their heart right now,
Yeah.
as President Biden would say. Like there's a hole in the middle of your chest.
Yeah.
So
we're thinking of you all.
We're thinking of you. And again, when somebody says somebody should do something, remember you are somebody and you can do something.
Amen to
so
that,
we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it is the second hour of Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
The family meeting.
I heard someone say this week somewhere on television. The difference with white history is that white history has demonstrated that they looked at land and people as something to be conquered versus lived with or nurtured. You see that going on right now. Orange Menace in the White House, he doesn't see Gaza as an opportunity to create peace. He sees it as a place he can conquer and monetize.
Sundays 4 to 6 p.m., The Family Meeting.
Dive deeper into the heart of the news and stories at WCPT 820 and across the Midwest by checking out our website, heartlandsignal.com.
It's the coverage I can count on every time.
For the latest news updates, in-depth analysis, compelling stories, comprehensive election coverage, live streams, and thought-provoking opinions, head to heartlandsignal.com.
When I need to know, they're there.
They keep me informed and updated wherever I am.
Stay informed with WCPT 820, your go-to source for where facts matter. The station that puts facts first. This is WCPT 820, Chicago's progressive talk radio, where facts matter.
NBC News Radio, I'm Lisa Carton. President Trump will discuss violent crime in Washington, D.C. at a news conference tomorrow. Trump confirmed the news in a post on Truth Social Saturday. The president said the nation's capital has become one of the most dangerous cities anywhere in the world. Trump said he's focused on making it one of the safest. It comes after Trump ordered federal law enforcement officials to hit the streets in D.C. for the next several days. European leaders are being thanked by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky for their support. Yesterday, British, French, Italian, German, Polish, and European Commission leaders released a statement that said, quote, "The path to peace in Ukraine cannot be decided without Ukraine." The statement came as President Trump is planning to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Friday in Alaska to discuss the war in Ukraine. According to multiple reports, the White House is considering inviting Zelensky to Alaska, but it's unclear if a visit would include a meeting with Putin. Centers for Disease Control leaders are telling staffers Friday's deadly shooting at its Atlanta offices was targeted. That's according to multiple reports about a Zoom call held with staffers yesterday. An officer and the suspected gunman, 30-year-old Patrick Joseph White, were both killed in the shooting. Officials have not provided a motive. New data from the CDC says COVID-19 seems to be on the rise in the U.S. An update posted Friday shows wastewater activity for COVID-19 is at a moderate level nationally, up from low last week, and highest in the western part of the U.S. Higher levels include Alaska, California, Colorado, Nevada, and Utah. The CDC says wastewater monitoring can detect viruses spread within a community faster than clinical testing. Hamilton is headed for the big screen. A performance featuring the Broadway musical's original cast will hit theaters September 5th. You're listening to the latest on NBC News Radio.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
You've been working hard all day and didn't have time to catch up on the news during work.
And that phone just wouldn't stop.
We've got you covered. Joan Esposito, live, local, and progressive.
We will fight as many places and as many times as it takes to get this power back.
Joan Esposito, afternoons from 2 to 5 p.m., WCPT 820.
The Hal Sparks radio program.
I don't mind talking to trolls. I don't mind talking to ever-Trumpers. I really don't, you guys. And I'm not one of these people who automatically vilifies all Republicans or can't talk to a conservative and understand that they believe in their ideology. I'm not one of those guys. But I damn sure I'm going to push back. And I'm not going to wilt when you yell fake news.
Hal Sparks, Saturdays from 11 to 1 on WCPT 820, Chicago's Progressive Talk.
You know that you can listen to Chicago's Progressive Talk on WCPT AM 820. Stream us live at WCPT820.com and on the TuneIn Radio app. Or you can ask Alexa, Siri, or Google to play WCPT from TuneIn. But now you have another option. We're simulcasting our programming overnights, 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. on WSBC AM 1240 for a clearer reception in and around the city. Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820. And now overnights on WSBC 1240 AM, where facts matter.
Is your upper floor too hot in the summer? Are energy bills climbing with every degree? Green Attic can help. With over 15 years of experience and more than 1,000 five-star reviews, Green Attic is a trusted Chicagoland name for insulation, ventilation, and roofing solutions that improve comfort, energy efficiency, and indoor air quality. They specialize in attic insulation, spray foam, crawl space encapsulation, mold remediation, and solar attic fan installation, all designed to keep your home cooler in the warmer months. Green Attic also offers full-service roofing through Green Attic Roofing, including traditional and solar roofing systems with instant online quotes and long-lasting, eco-friendly materials. Green Attic backs its work with the industry's only 10-year labor warranty, plus lifetime warranties on selected materials. Schedule a free installation consultation at greenattic.com or get an instant roofing quote at greenatticroofing.com. That's greenattic.com and greenatticroofing.com.
Alexa, play WCPT.
WCPT from TuneIn.
I'd like to welcome you to WCPT AM's Out Chicago. Think of us as Sunday brunch with your gay best friends. Now please welcome your host, Scott Duff.
And welcome back to the second hour of Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ella Miller. Just rolling along.
We're rolling.
Rolling along. We're entering into the artsy-fartsy part of our show, which makes me
It's
so
that time.
happy because we get to talk about happier things. But also, hey, just to let you know, this just came in via my email. Just want to let you know that today at 1 o'clock p.m., hundreds are expected to gather at Federal Plaza in Chicago for Unite for Trans Youth Lives rally and protest. It is a powerful call to action demanding the restoration and expansion of life-saving care and services for transgender and non-binary youth. It is organized in partnership by Trans Upfront Illinois, Brave Space Alliance, Chicago Therapy Collective, Equality Illinois, and Indivisible Chicago. So if you were so motivated by the work of Lori Cannon and saying somebody should do something, remember you are somebody and you can do something, and that something can happen today at 1 o'clock down at Federal Plaza for a Unite for Trans Youth Lives rally and protest.
All right.
There we are. There we are.
Perfect.
Yes,
Thank you, Scott.
There we are. And actually, you know, and you can listen to us while you're heading down there, because a little bit later on this hour, we're going to be speaking with Suzie Toot.
Yes, we are.
Suzie Toot.
Suzie Toot.
From the RuPaul's Drag Race and the movie Big Easy Queens. It's about queens in New Orleans.
I figured the Big Easy.
Or they could just be, you know,
Yeah,
just,
could be easy.
they just could be, you know, little some, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
But I was going to say Shamon and he. Because back by overwhelming demand, the multiple Tony Award-winning musical MJ is making a victorious return to Chicago. MJ goes beyond Michael Jackson's singular moves and signature sound, offering a rare glimpse at the making of the 1992 Dangerous World Tour. And joining us now is none other than Chicago's very own Brandon Lee Harris. Brandon, welcome to the show.
Hello. How are y'all doing?
We're doing great.
We're great. How are you doing? How's the tour going?
I'm doing all right. The tour is going. The tour has been going for 2 years now. We just hit 800 shows last week.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it is going and going, and we're happy to be back in Chicago.
Where are you right now in these United States?
Currently, I'm in Chicago right now. I actually got to Chicago on Monday, and we've been doing press around the city and stuff. I'm
fabulous.
I'm chilling in the city now.
So you're back home.
I am indeed back home.
Love it. Well, we cannot wait for the show to open here at Broadway in Chicago's James M. Nederlander Theatre. Can you tell folks a little bit about the story and how it's told with MJ the musical?
Yes, absolutely. So MJ the Musical takes place over the last 2 days of rehearsal for the Dangerous World Tour in '92. And simultaneously, while we're in this rehearsal studio, MJ is being interviewed by MTV. And throughout this interview process, you kind of get, taken back through his life. And so you see a little Michael, you see the Jackson 5, you see a teenage Michael, which is the Michael that I play, and you see Michael going from the Jackson 5 to the Jacksons to his solo career, all the way up until 1992. And it's just a fun show. It feels like a concert. All the numbers, all of the choreo, all of the fashion that we know and love from Michael and Michael's lifetime is in the show. It's a really fun one.
So, Brandon, were you a big Michael fan growing up? And what does it mean to you to be portraying Michael?
Absolutely. Michael is definitely like my inspiration for wanting to be a performer. He is the reason why I got into theater. The first role I ever got was in 5th grade, and it was The Wiz, and I did play the Scarecrow.
Yes.
Perfect.
So it's all really tied back to him. We share a birthday. It feels very full circle to be able to be portraying him. Yeah.
So did you, were you kind of overwhelmed when you got the news, like, you're going to be playing Michael? Like, how?
Absolutely. I dropped my phone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%.
When I got the call, I dropped my phone and had to apologize for dropping my phone in some profanity.
Instead of a mic drop, you did a phone drop, right?
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it at all.
So how did you, how did you prepare for this part? It was somebody who's just so iconic and singular.
Yeah.
Like I remember the moment that he did the moonwalk on the Motown Celebrate. Like, I remember watching it live and being like, what just happened? He's not of this planet. Like, how did you prepare?
I think that in part, without me knowing, I've been kind of prepping for something like this all my life, with Michael being somebody that I aspire to be like as a performer, as an entertainer. But then on the flip side of that, working with MJ the Musical and working so closely with the Jackson Estate and whatnot, we got to work with people and got to be in the rooms with people that really did know Michael, worked with Michael. And so specifically like Rich and Tone Talawega, who are brothers that were founded by Michael, and then they went on the history tour and danced with him. They choreographed the You Rock My World video. They basically come in and they authenticate all of the movements that all of the MJs and the Michaels and the little Michaels get to really make it authentic. Not just us trying to imitate, not just us trying to imitate Michael, but really having like the Michael Bible, like, put on us. It's honestly, it's really, really special because I don't think a lot of people get this kind of opportunity to be working with these folks and the trust that they have in us. But then also how hard they work with us. It's really crazy.
Well, yeah. And then also the director, Christopher Wheeldon.
Absolutely.
Like, because he's a big Chicago guy with the Joffrey Ballet. What was that? I mean, clearly the man knows how to dance. So like, what was that like having, go, sorry.
It was no. It was incredibly nerve-wracking initially. I remember being in my first callback and doing choreo in front of Chris Wheeldon and freaking out because I'm like, what is happening? Why am I doing this? How am I here? But no, Chris Wheeldon is incredibly sweet. He's incredibly patient and he's incredibly knowledgeable. He has so many good things to give to us. He comes and visits the tour. Obviously, MJ has kind of expanded itself beyond New York and beyond the tour. We're now international and whatnot. And Chris Wheeldon, along with Dante Keene, Michael Barderama, they really do a great job at, taking really, really good care of us, giving us all the things that we need to make this show a success. Chris is great. He's incredible.
Brandon, how much the show, I believe, got its first run here in Chicago, right?
Yes, we opened the tour in Chicago.
And how has it evolved? Has it changed for those that may have seen it that may want to come back and see it again? Is it pretty much the same show, or did you guys do some?
It is the same show. We've gotten cleaner. We've gotten more stable. I think the first time we were in Chicago, there was so much energy around it. You know, we were opening the show, we were in tech, and then we were in previews, and then we had our sit down here, and it was the first stop of the tour. And now we've got 2 years under our belts. We've gone through some cast changes, but nonetheless, like, the energy is still there. I think just in general we've gotten stronger as an ensemble. So I think that Chicago is really in for just an even better show.
Well, that's saying a lot, because the people I know that saw it were raving about it the first time around.
Yay!
So I can only imagine.
We're happy.
So when you come back to Chicago, to your hometown, is there something that you go do right away? Is there some Chicago thing that you miss that you make sure that you, whether it's a food thing or an art thing, whatever it is?
The first thing that I did when I got back home that felt very true to Chicago was order a pizza puff, because I can't get pizza puffs literally anywhere else.
Pizza puffs?
Yes.
Well, okay,
like
enlighten me. From where?
Oh my God. Okay, so Italco, I want to say that's the brand. Italco has like the beef, pepperoni, cheese pizza puffs, and then there are places like J&J's or Sharks, or even just like your, corner chicken shack or burger place. They'll have pizza puffs like as a side item.
Now we know.
Oh my God, we need to hang out.
I get a nice little pizza puff, some lemon pepper, some mild sauce, some fries, and it is indeed the first thing that I eat.
I knew you'd have a good. I'm getting hungry here. I got to go have me a pizza.
I know. It's like, Brandon, we need to hang out more often, because that sounds right up my alley. So you're playing like Middle Michael. What sort of year in terms of like the canon of the catalog of his work? What does that cover?
Yes, so I come in kind of basically like Michael going through puberty. I play him from about 15, 16 till he's about 24, 25.
Mm-hmm.
So I cover once the Jackson 5 leaves Motown and become the Jacksons, and then also going into solo MJ, so Off the Wall and Thriller. That's my territory. I call it Primetime Michael. That is the Michael that I live in.
Do you have like look, you've been doing this show for 2 years. You're 800 performances. How do you keep it fresh for you? Because here's one thing that I don't think a lot of audiences just realize, like, you do this 8 times a week. Wow. It is, when you go see a movie, they had to do it once to get it right. You have to do it right 8 times a week. Like, it is challenging, and it's the same stuff. So how do you keep it fresh and alive, or is it just like the music gets you through?
I think it's a very good mix of the company that I keep. The company of MJ the Musical First National Tour is an incredible company. So many relationships have blossomed since we debuted in Chicago. Like, these are my best friends, these are my family. So sharing the stage with them every night. And then also, our swings and our covers, like, we have such a great pool of people that are on that stage with us nightly. And so I think that excitement, obviously also the touring part of it, the new cities, the new audiences, the new people coming to see the show gives us some excitement. And then also too, it's Michael's music. Like, as much as you might think, like, 2 years into this, I would never want to be starting something again. It's not true.
No.
Like, it's so not true. I still want to put it on. It's an incredible catalog. So yeah, I think that's kind of how it kind of stays fresh.
That's how legends are. They're legendary. Their music is timeless, and he is definitely in that category. That is very cool. And you went to Berklee School of Music. Was your study vocals, or did you do it?
Crazy enough, I went to Berklee College of Music, and I was studying music business, music education, and songwriting. And I was doing a ton of performing around Boston and just around, like, the East Coast in general, and kind of like full force, like focusing on the artist thing. And then I graduated school and MJ came around and I was like, why don't I just go for it? I was not thinking that the musical theater route would be a route that I'd be going down. And by God, 2 years later, I'm still here and I'm thankful.
And
so
kudos to you for being for going to Berkeley. It's not easy school to get into. So I admire you for that.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I had former students who I used to be a high school theater teacher, Brandon, and I had two.
Hey,
some of
hey.
my students went to Berkeley, and sort of I'm a gunkle as well, so my niece went there.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's a great school. It's a great school. So okay, do you sing "Blame It on the Boogie"?
I don't know how much I can say.
Okay. Never mind. Let it be a surprise. Let it be a surprise.
I don't know how much I can say, but yes, I can say that I do that.
Oh,
okay, I was going to say, that must mean yes.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
I really don't know how much I can say.
That's cool. That's cool. But are you sure? Do you want to be starting something? I mean, I don't know. I think maybe we've kept you too long. You should probably just beat it right now. So.
I think you have some good ideas. I think you have some good ideas.
Do all three Michaels get the same stage time, or is one of the Michaels on more? I'm just curious.
So throughout the entire show, you see a main MJ. You see the 1992 MJ. He's basically the one like narrating the story and also obviously performing and in the rehearsal and being interviewed and whatnot. Everything that you're seeing from the flashbacks to the memories to the big production numbers are kind of stemming from Michael's brain. So like all of the big imaginative crazy stuff that's stemming from, okay, this is coming from Michael's thoughts. These are coming from Michael's creative process. So you see big MJ all the time. Little Michael, you see kind of first half of the show, or first quarter of the show. Middle Michael kind of takes you through second quarter into third-ish quarter of the show, and then the fourth quarter of the show kind of MJ takes it home. But you see all of us quite a bit.
Okay, good, because I want to see you. So I want to make sure I get to see you.
You will absolutely see me.
Well, make sure that you go and see him when MJ the Musical comes to Broadway in Chicago's James M. Nederlander Theaters August 12th through the 24th. For tickets, you can go to BroadwayInChicago.com. Brandon Lee Harris, welcome home. Enjoy your time performing for your home city and break all of the legs and Mama Say, Mama Sama Makusa.
Thank y'all so much.
I love it.
All right.
Great to meet you. Welcome home. Thank you.
So nice to meet you. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are speaking with the queen. If she already had hers, is Suzie Toot from RuPaul's Drag Race. So stick around. You're listening to Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
Lightning Strike Radio Show.
Personally, I'm an independent, and I voted on both sides of the aisle in my days.
Basically, Ken is saying that he is bi, so you got to.
Oh, you're killing me.
You got to take that into consideration, folks. Okay. Right. Now he's getting red in the
Michelle
face.
Alfano is actually
he's trying to change the subject.
Yeah, I'm totally changing it.
Sundays at 9 a.m. on WCPT 820 a.m.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Get early access to Sleep Number's biggest sale of the year. 25% off the i8 bed, our most popular. Plus free home delivery. Limited time. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
This is a WCPT Civil Rights Snapshot. Most people believe that the most historic thing the Pittsburgh Pirates did in 1971 was win the World Series. However, history was made by the Pirates back in September by starting an all-black lineup, the first in Major League Baseball history, 24 years after Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier. Despite being a historic event, it largely went unnoticed as the newspapers were on strike and the radio broadcast drew little attention to the event, not even mentioning it until the second inning, and the teams themselves not even knowing they had made history. The Pirates won that game 10-7. Rennie Stennett, Gene Clines, Roberto Clemente, Willie Stargell, Manny Sanguillen, Dave Cash, Al Oliver, Jackie Hernandez, and Doc Ellis pitching. All these men made history that day and helped lead the Pirates to win the 1971 World Series. And outfielder Roberto Clemente became the first Latin American player to win the World Series MVP award. Please stay vigilant about our civil rights. The fight is never over.
Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820, where facts matter.
Hey, this is Mark Patton, and I'm from Spring Clean, My Nightmare on Elm Street, and you're listening to Out Chicago.
And welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ella Miller, rolling along, and I am so excited because our next guest as the tap dancing star of RuPaul's Drag Race season 17. She's the queen of She Already Done Had Herses and the star of the film Big Easy Queens. The one and only Miss Suzie Toot is here. Hello, Suzie.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, so happy to have you. Congrats on all of your success. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm doing pretty great. I mean, all things considered, life is pretty cool right now.
Yeah, I bet. Where are you in these United States?
Currently, I am at my place in Brooklyn. I moved to New York about a year ago now.
All right.
And taking it easy between big tours and traveling and, all of that.
Being a global superstar. Yeah. Girl, look, let me tell you something.
Girl.
Your season, you just came shooting right out the gate. I was like, look out for Toot. Like, Susan, she's like, bam, bam, bam. What would you say, like, your biggest challenge was on the show?
Oh, man. My biggest challenge on the show, I mean, it's so, what you don't, see at home is how long it takes to film every part of it. And there's just so much work and time and effort that is expounded when the cameras are down that, being there for so long, once you get to the top 6, it's like you've been there for over a month.
Yeah.
And fighting that and keeping your creative energy and your peace of mind, I think, is the most difficult part of doing it.
Yeah, because I can only imagine just having to stand up on that runway in those heels for that long.
Oh, my God. Oh, girl, you don't even know.
No, I don't, and I don't want to. I wore heels to a benefit one time, and I thought my feet were going to fall off after 4 hours. I'm like,
30 years ago, yeah. No heels.
Lord.
Yeah, my hat's off to you.
Thank you. In the second episode, I wore hoofs, like donkey hoofs.
Oh, yeah.
They were heelless. So I remember that was the worst.
Oh, your toes. You must have had bananas to fill, potassium so you didn't get a foot cramp or something like that.
You see, if I knew that was a thing, I would have.
Oh, well, now we know. You are welcome, Suzie. So what was this is going to be my last little question about the drag race thing because you've got other stuff going on. But what was your biggest surprise? While you were doing that, I mean, I know, just seeing how the sausage is made has got to be oh, this is a little daunting. But what was either something that happened during the filming or after, when the show was being blame it on the edit or whatever it is. But what was for you, but what was the biggest surprise for you that you were oh, this, how wonderful?
Ooh, I think the biggest surprise for me, Drag Race is an elaborate production, but also it's only so many people. It's a small team of queer people who really care about the show and about the queens that are putting this on. And so many of them have worked there for 6-7+ years, have tattoos of their early times on Drag Race, and it's such a family backstage. And I think that was the coolest surprise for me because that's the kind of environment that I really love.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, that's something that you can thrive when everybody's there because they love it and they want to be and to make something extraordinary. And you really are. You are such a talented and gifted performer. No, don't oh my gosh me. Just take the compliment, Suzie Toot.
I will.
You really when you came back and you slayed with the Lollapalooza and the Queen, if she had already done had hers is I'm like you've got some major performing chops up there. When did that start when you were like a little kid back, like that little queer kid back in Florida? Where did your love of performing come about?
Yeah, absolutely. The first thing I ever did was a summer camp in the Poconos Mountains. We did Fiddler on the Roof, and I was, 8 years old.
Okay.
And that was when I had no idea what theater was. I didn't know what it was. So doing that, I was just so hooked and so excited by it.
Who were you in Fiddler on the Roof? Were you a little 8-year-old Tevye?
Oh no, I was one of the sons. We were really only in the first and the last song. And
the beginning, we got a little tradition going on there, and
exactly.
Yes.
We didn't act out all the sad stuff in Act 2. We just did Act 1 and pretended like everything was okay.
Okay,
exactly, perfect. That's good for a child of 8. Yeah.
That's brilliant.
We're like, oh, and they got married.
And they moved to Russia.
But yeah, truly ever since then, I was laser focused. Like the only after school club I wanted to do, the only thing I cared about was doing theater because being on stage was so addictive to me.
Yeah. Well, when did the drag element come in?
Yeah. I was introduced to drag through Drag Race, like most my age, in high school. And Jinx Monsoon was the first give of oh, you can do the things that I love and also be a drag queen. That's really cool. But when I found beyond that, through her, I found Charles Busch and Varla Jean Merman, the true, to me, the best of the best drag that's ever existed. And that's when I was like, oh, that's it. This irreverent, stupid, theatrical, but kind of self-serious drag. I was like, that's exactly what I've been working toward.
Oh yeah. And it comes across as how would you say that Suzie has evolved? Because there were even with your season, there was an evolution of Suzie Toot that was going on. How would you describe where you started and where you are now?
I love that. So what's fun for me is that if you go back to old OG Suzie Toot pictures, the concept is still the same. She was always an oop-oopy-doop girl with her tiny red curls. But I had put myself in such a fierce little box because I knew exactly what I wanted to do and exactly how I wanted it to happen. And I thought I had learned this lesson, but I really didn't until Drag Race. Is stepping out of that and exploring other avenues only makes your original idea stronger.
Yeah.
It doesn't take away or leave. It just adds to the pot. It adds to what your drag character is. And so I was hesitant, and I can't believe that it took me till Drag Race to really explore different aesthetic styles. And I love where Suzie's at now. I feel like I can do anything.
Well, I mean, it's scary, stepping out of something, you took here's one thing that I don't think a lot of people really appreciate, especially when it comes to, drag queens. It's you create this persona, this character, and that you are presenting to the world, one bar at a time, sometimes, and then so what you've created is something very special and very uniquely yours. And I could see how stepping out of that comfort zone, especially when it comes to, aesthetics or anything like that you're but wait, no, but this is what people know me for. And it's it's a yes and situation instead of a no but. Does that make sense?
Exactly. No, that's 100% it.
Yeah, and it's fun, to see your evolution, because as you said, you start out with a little boop boop doop kind of vibe, but then we got rocker chick, we've got strange little alien-y planty thing. You know, like things.
Speaking of rocker chicks, I understand. I know that Chappell Roan loves to have drag queens open for her. I understand you opened for her on the Midwest Princess Tour in 2023. What was that experience like?
Oh, it was so incredible. And this was, what was so exciting is it was right before she blew up huge, hit it big. And the venue we were at in Fort Lauderdale, it was nope, it's escaping me now. That's okay. But it, 1,100 people, which now it's absurd to think of Chappell Roan performing for so few people.
Right.
But she could not have been sweeter. The album had just come out, and I was obsessed with it. I was the first one on it. And she paid us fiercely, which is not super common with pop stars.
You'll like the exposure.
Exactly.
But exposure don't pay the rent, lady.
Right.
Pony up at your Pink Pony Club.
I'm sorry, go on.
What was so cool about it was performing in Fort Lauderdale, the crowd is 90% gay men and older gay men who are lovely and are amazing and are tutors in their own right. But this was the first time I've ever performed for a sea of lesbians. And that's become quite common now.
Yes.
But it was a discovery of this Suzie Toot thing, this character, something about it resonates with this group of people. And it was such an exciting revelation and one of the most fun nights of my entire life.
And Chappell,
Live was
she's brilliant because she knew that would happen. Apparently, Chappell.
Absolutely.
But I love that you had good things to say because I'm a big fan. I saw her actually at a 1,200 seat venue before Lollapalooza last year.
Oh, amazing!
And the next day, she played for the largest crowd ever in the history of Lollapalooza.
In
the afternoon.
Straight up.
Well, she knew
she deserves it.
She deserves it, and she knows she's got good taste with her
I
drag
love that
queens
she has the drag queen, and I love to hear she's paying you well. So that's fantastic.
Exactly.
Well, hey, and also speaking of the multi-talented Suzie Toot, girl, your movie, Big Easy Queens. So it is so super charming, even when people are covered in blood. I'm sitting there this is just delightful. How would you describe the film?
Well, the line is it's a queer camp horror movie, and it's insane. It's a little bit Rocky Horror, but also a little bit like Hodgepodge Made in the Backyard, which I love so much. It's camp and it's stupid.
Yeah,
I think you gotta be in on the joke. You gotta be a cool ass person to resonate with it, and that's why I love it.
Yeah, and just go along for look. Here's the thing, Suzie Toot. I'm just gonna share this with you.
Please do.
We on the Out Chicago program. We watch several independent films. I'm using winky independent films. Some of them are not as successful. Let's say that. This really was just a ding dong delight. Even when you said it's in the back, we're in someone's backyard. But you know what? But the performances of everybody were just so. Everybody was in the same movie, which isn't necessarily the case. And it was just it is fun. It is stupid with 14 O's in the middle. It's stupid. And just a great. How did this whole project come about?
So this was a love child creation of Miss Bouvier, who's the star of the film.
She was fabulous, by the way.
Oh, incredible. And one of my kind of drag mentors love Miss Boo. And Robert Lulu, who is the writer, who I think is just a genius. He's insane.
Yeah.
They loved the Miss Bouvier character and this sort of New Orleans setting. So they built this movie out of a love for Carol Burnett and the Cher Show and this campy Bette Midler, this campy world. And then I had been doing some gigs with Bouvier. I had asked her for, spots to sing in the city when I was first starting out. And we did a reading of the movie that they were trying to find a bunch of different people to play Mimi. And I was just a placeholder. she was just like, oh, like, I know you're an actor and you're a drag queen, so like, come and read this thing, and we just want to see it on its feet. No promises, nothing like that. I did not have this part. And in the reading, Robert and Miss Bouvier, I did that phone monologue and won them over. Robert was like, we found her. We did it.
So it was really, of course you did.
It was very special. And I mean, I had only been doing drag for a year. So
yeah, I'm like, because this was like relatively early in your career, because you shot this even before Drag Race. Well before that. So, and girl, Poodles. I can't. I love her. I love Poodles. I'm obsessed with Poodles.
McLean.
Who is this comedic genius that I just, come on. Love.
So Miss Bouvier and Jennifer McLean are a singing duo in Wilton Manors. And Jennifer's been performing on the Drive for forever. She is a staple. They're both brilliant comedic cabaret singers. And so I, at the time, felt so lucky to be in like a trio with them. I was the weird little odd one out. Because I revered Jennifer and I revered Miss Bouvier. I think they're both brilliant.
Yeah, well, again, it is a ding-dong delight, this movie, Big Easy.
We should put that on the poster.
I think you should. You heard her. It's a ding-dong delight.
Scott Duff, out Chicago.
There you go. But speaking of Chicago, are you any plans to come to the Windy City anytime soon?
Are we going to see you here live?
I want to say that I am. I'm really bad at knowing my own schedule. Okay. However, I have 2 tours coming up in October and December. I've got the Butt Toot King tour with Lydia and Corey that we're doing all across the U.S. So if we're
are they still together?
Must be doing Chicago. They are.
Okay.
They're better than ever.
Well, I would think Chicago would definitely be on the list.
Yeah, I would hope so. Well,
I think it is. And if it's not, it's like a city like right next to it. And then the Murray and Peter Christmas tour in December, which should also... So Chicago, check out the tours and see if it's there.
Okay.
Well, how can folks follow you on all social medias and stuff?
You can. The most important one is Instagram, so you can find me at Suzie.Toot. I'll come up. But I'm all over. I've got a YouTube channel with exciting things coming to it and exciting things already there.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Instagram's got everything. Everywhere I'll be,
So when with like all this social media stuff and with your YouTubes and all that other good stuff, where have you been finding inspiration?
Ooh, that is tough.
I know. That's why I want to know. Someone tell me, please.
No, yeah, because that's the thing. My favorite, and this is horrible to say, my favorite platform is Twitter, formerly known as Twitter,
right?
Because of the format. However, the everything terrible about it is pretty terrible.
Oh,
and so
it's a cesspool.
So I'm like, and this is so whatever, but I'm on my way to. I need to find something, a better platform. Maybe it'll be YouTube. Maybe it'll be a Patreon if I start it. But it's hard. This landscape of social media is a nightmare.
I know.
God,
it's
like crazier by the minute, too.
Well, hey, look, but you seem to be handling it pretty darn well there, Miss Suzie Toot.
All things considered.
Yeah, you're doing all right, and it sounds like you have earned some downtime in Brooklyn. So sit down, have a babka, and just chill out. And folks out there listening, the movie Big Easy Queens is streaming on Hulu right now.
I gotta see it. It sounds fabulous.
It is just, again, 14 O's in the middle of that word stupid. It is just stupid.
We need a little of that in our lives right now.
Some fun and frivolity.
100%.
Yeah, yes. and congratulations again on all of your success. You can tell, I'm a huge fan of the show. Watching your journey through there was really special to kind of see... Just to see your trajectory. So congratulations on everything. And we can't wait to see you. Hopefully you will be here in Chicago.
One of these months. I just looked at your tour schedule. I think the nearest city is Austin, but hopefully you'll get here. You'll get here. I know.
I'll be back. I promise.
I heard. We're going to hold you to that, Suzie Toot. Thank you.
Please do.
We will.
Talking to you.
All right, Suzie Toot, the queen of She Already Done Had Hers is right there. Congratulations. Have a fabulous day and sit down.
Thank you. Oh, I will.
All the best. Take care.
All right, we've got to take a quick break, and when we come back, it is the final thrilling show-stopping moments about Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
The Hal Sparks radio program.
We wouldn't even have Tesla if it wasn't for Barack Obama. Obama insisted that there be funding for electric car companies in the rescue package in 2009. And Tesla was the single biggest beneficiary of it because they were further ahead, because Elon Musk had bought Tesla as a company outright and was pretending to run it, as he does right now.
Hal Sparks, Saturdays from 11 to 1 on WCPT 820, Chicago's Progressive Talk.
This is a WCPT moment in labor. In the summer of 1909 in McKees Rocks, Pennsylvania, the workers of the Pressed Steel Car Company went on strike due to missing wages. 5,000 workers, mostly immigrants from Eastern European countries, walked out. They protested a corrupt payment system called pooling. The workers also claimed their wives and daughters were sexually assaulted in order to repay debts accumulated for food and housing. On average, one worker would die every day from the poor safety conditions. The workers received solidarity from the International Workers of the World, Standard Steel Car Company of Butler, and the railway trainmen and streetcar motormen who refused to haul scab workers into the city. The strike culminated in a bloody confrontation resulting in the deaths of at least 12 workers and one deputy sheriff, with many more workers injured. This led to a settlement which gave workers increased wages at a posted pay rate and ended the abuses of the company's housing practices. This has been a WCPT moment in labor. We're working for your rights.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Because facts matter. You're listening to WCPT 820.
Hi, this is Renee Taylor. You're listening to Out Chicago, WCPT 820.
Welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here and Ellen Miller doing our thing. Hey, you can now listen to, rate, and share the Out Chicago full episodes and featured interview podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeart, YouTube, and Amazon Music. What? That's so many places where you can get delightful queer content.
You know, I run into people all the time. How do I listen to you? I'm like, well, let me count the ways.
Here we are. Well, all you got to do is search for Out Chicago or get the links on our show page by visiting heartlandsignal.com and clicking on the picture of our lovely faces right here. We just added featured interviews with country artist Brooke Eden. She was just in town. Did you get to it?
No, because I was getting
18
ready.
People.
Oh, I wanted to go over. I was going to try and sneak over, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, there's no sneaking. There's just so many people. It's so funny, actually. I ran into a friend of mine who's a part of the what's the name of there's a queer country line dancing group, like the Windy City Strutters, or I can't remember their name right now. But I ran into her at the Snack Factory, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm performing at Market Days. I'm really excited, but it's gonna be so hot." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you gotta like check out Brooke Eden. You know, was delightful, and she's like, and that." What was it? Giddy Up. That her song Giddy. She's like, "We already do a dance to it." I'm like, "Oh, great!
God.
There we
Are they playing today too?
No, they were dancing yesterday.
Yeah.
Going out. Well, maybe they're today. I don't know. There's so much stuff that's going on.
Run over for a couple of hours, an hour and a half if we can. Because my cousin's in town and she might get a kick out of it. She's from Dayton.
Gotcha. Sorry, my brain was like, the show would run over in a couple of hours. You were actually going to scooch on over. There we are. Going to scoot you on over.
So, yeah.
And there we are.
To show her what our city looks like on during Market Day.
I'm sweating just thinking about it right now. There's just so many people.
There's a lot of people there. Maybe the heat will keep people away.
No, it never does.
They just take off
never
more
does.
clothes.
They do. It is just the nudie naked market days is happening. Now, but also, you can also check out our interview with Sasha Velour, who was just in town for Steppenwolf. Girl, and you need to buy her book too. She's just love her.
Really enjoyed her.
And of course, state senator and candidate for Congress, Mike Simmons, and Shalina Kennedy star Billie Jean, which closes today.
I know. These runs seem like they don't last long enough. But.
Well, especially when it's like an out of town kind of thing. You go in, talk about how the sausage is made. So when these shows that are coming in from out of town, so they will be coming in, and they'll do like a regular rehearsal, and then you go into the preview process. Now, a lot of people think like they don't quite know what previews are, and for me, I love them because it's your first time that you're putting the show. You
love them as an actor.
As an actor,
yes.
Yeah. And I love them as an audience member because it still is a part of the rehearsal process.
Right.
Because if
you respond great to something, it's going to make a difference in the show.
Yes.
Or likewise, if you don't.
If there's no response, so what they do, especially when like it's a new script, or like if there are new songs or whatever, during you'll perform the show at night. And then the next day you come in for rehearsal, and sometimes you'll have, here's a whole new scene or here's a whole new song. And you spend that day rehearsing, and then that night you do the changes. And the show is constantly evolving throughout the entire preview process. And then you do the run, and you kind of get that information. So it's kind of more of a compressed sort of thing because you are... like when you have your previews, which are usually about a week or 2 weeks, and then they'll do a 4 to 6 week run. I think that's kind of what they did. It might be a little bit shorter, but then the producers and the creatives and the people who are behind it, they're like, okay, we have the information that we need now to take it on to its next life. So it's all
a process.
It is all a process, and it's very, very exciting. And you can hear all about it on our podcast.
Yeah, you can. I guess Billie Jean did show up last week with her partner Ilana Cox.
Oh, she did?
Yes, I saw a press release that they were at the show last week, and I know they had a lot to do with, as we talked about in an earlier show. They were there. They I always have a hard time with her name. Shalina.
Like Chicago.
Yeah, she really got a lot of hands-on instruction from Billie Jean and met with her via YouTube or via Zoom rather, and how important it was. And it was probably not a reason that Billie Jean waited till the show was midway through to come, so that she doesn't want to. Because Shalina was like, it's going to be so crazy if I know she's out there.
Oh,
I don't want to know she's out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad they came to. I mean, she lives she still has a place here, I guess. Billie Jean. I don't know how often she's here, but.
Well, I used to wait on her.
Yeah.
At Tucci Benucci. It all goes back to Tucci Benucci.
900 Michigan Avenue.
Yeah, she would come in and they'd be like, hi. I know who you are. She was very unassuming, and she would usually come by herself and just kind of. Yeah, I sit over here in the banquette right here. And I would try not to leave. Also, Mr. Olsen from Little House on the Prairie.
I didn't watch it. I was too old for that show.
You are never too old for Little House on the Prairie.
Well, tell that to like an 18-year-old, 19-year-old who's,
Oh, because you were taking the pot at that point too. You were being your rebellious college person.
I was.
You didn't watch Little House on the Prairie?
I saw an episode. I love Michael Landon though.
You didn't watch Little House on the Prairie?
No, but Kathy did. She's 9 years younger than me, and you're 15 years younger than me. So what years was it on? 74. I graduated from high school. I was not watching Little House on the Prairie.
Because you were taking the pot.
I was like playing folk music.
You were playing folk music and
I was not watching Little House on the Prairie.
That is very kind of antithetical to.
But I know it was great for a lot of people.
It was wonderful, but Mr. Olsen, he was the
Who
nice.
Was he?
He was.
Sorry.
Okay, so Little House on the Prairie was about Laura Ingalls. Wilder, but we're going to call her Laura Ingalls because when she first started out, it was about the Ingalls family. So Laura Ingalls was there, and she lived with her family. There was Pa and Ma, and there was, her sister Mary, and then some other little girl, Carrie, came along eventually. But there was her nemesis, Nellie Olson, that was in town.
Why? What was the problem?
Girl, because she was just stuck up and thought she knew better. And their family owned the Mercantile.
We all knew people like that.
The family owned the Mercantile, and they lived on a little house in the prairie. And they lived inside in the little town in the Mercantile. And there was Nellie Olson, who was she even faked being paralyzed to gain sympathy. I know.
Dare she?
And then there was Mrs. Olson, who was just a conniving, wicked lady too. But then there was Mr. Olson, Nils, who was just so sweet. And anyway, he would come into Tucci Benucci, so.
Well, the Mr. Olson I know is, this will really date me, Dennis the Menace, I believe.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Olson.
It was Mr. Olson. No, Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Wilson.
That was Mr. Wilson.
Very good. Oh, you knew that show, even though it was way before your time.
I'm with you. Come on. There is so much stupid pop culture in this little brain
Mr.
up here.
Wilson, yes.
Yeah.
I can picture him with the glasses. And
Mm-hmm.
That was a great little show.
It was a good show. What did you watch when you were...
I watched Peyton Place when I was little.
Oh, see, which is why you did not watch Little House on the Prairie.
No,
you got lessons from Peyton Place, so you had to go play folk music.
Yeah. I watched
How
stuff I shouldn't have watched. Yeah. No, I mean, I watched sitcoms and stuff.
Did you ever get into, because I'm quintessential Gen X kid.
Yes, you are.
Raised by myself, latchkey kid. The TV brought me up. In the summers, I would run feral outside.
Yeah, me too.
They're like, get out and come back when the lights come on.
Yeah.
Like that old thing. But I watched so much TV. And before we had cable, it was nothing but reruns and syndication. So I grew up on Love American Style.
Loved it.
Loved the song itself.
Love American Style.
Yeah, we got to stop because we'll get in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't you get the email?
Yeah. Oops.
But Love American Style and the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Loved it.
So great. Nobody can do a pratfall like Dick Van, except for John Ritter. Because Three's Company was also in syndication.
I did watch a little Three's Company. I did see that show. Yes, I watched Three's Company. Yes.
I loved it. And everybody always forgets that the whole conceit of Three's Company was that the only reason that Jack Tripper could stay in the same apartment with Jana and Chrissy is because they thought he was gay.
Oh. Well, he always seemed a little gay, even though I know he was not. But he... kind of presented.
He brilliantly portrayed a gay man in Sling Blade.
I did hear that.
John Ritter.
Yeah.
Did you not see Sling Blade? Girl.
I know. Sorry.
But
I heard it was wonderful.
Yeah, it was great. But physical comedy. That's where I went.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dick Van Dyke. Andy Griffith in reruns. I mean, that was.
I didn't. Andy Griffith. I never got into.
I was little when I watched that.
Apparently, Aunt Bee hated Andy Griffith.
I read that the other day, and she had the end of her life. She was so stereotyped into that role that she literally became a recluse.
Oh,
she lived a reclusive solo life, and a lot of it had to do because she was like a Broadway actor, and she had a lot of depth and breadth. She took a role, and forever nobody could see her as anything else, and it sort of played a big role in the end of her life. She was like over it.
No.
Yeah, it's a sad little tale.
Oh,
it's not all that glitters is not gold in Hollywood.
It is true. It is true. There's things that come and bite you in the butt.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Yeah, but I don't know. I watched that. I watched all the shows. We were, we were in front of the TV too all the time.
Oh, I loved it.
I love meeting people in the last 20 years who raise their kids with no TV. They try to raise their kids with no TV.
Yeah,
now it's easy.
But they're all with a fan. They're on their tablets and phones and stuff. You just take the TV with you.
Well, right.
It's like,
exactly.
Yeah, whatever. Look, we turned out just fine.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Most certainly did. But we can always be better people. and try to be better humans and better
Like
Americans,
Lori
and like Lori Cannon. And also just to remind everybody that there is a protest event that is happening in mere minutes down at Federal Plaza. It is Unite for Trans Youth Lives Rally and Protest. It's a powerful call to action demanding the restoration and expansion of life-saving care and services for transgender and non-binary youth. It's organized in partnership by Trans Upfront Illinois, Brave Space Alliance, Chicago Therapy Collective, Equality Illinois, and Indivisible Chicago.
The good people doing the good work. Go out and support them.
Yeah, and again, whenever you hear something, that just sounds like unjust, or just something just doesn't sound right, and somebody you say somebody should do something about this, it's like, remember that you are somebody and that you can do something.
Yes, indeed.
So we just have to figure out what it is.
Power to the people.
Power to the people. And these are lessons that we learned. And also, if you want to honor Lori Cannon, again, we will keep you updated about memorial services that will be coming up. But just stop by your local food pantry, make a donation.
Beautiful.
And again, make not just food, because that's great,
but some time too.
But time, if you have that, but even just like paper products, hygiene products, like things that people can't buy with SNAP stuff, So just remember that. There we go.
Good words to end on,
yes.
Scott.
And we are indeed ended of our show. But I want to thank all of our guests. I want to thank Brandon Lee Harris and the one and only Suzie Toot. Devin, it's so wonderful to see you again. Thank you for everything that you do. Paul, thank you, for what you're doing over there. Ellen Miller, you survived the family of 18.
Yes,
enjoy more family time today.
Do it. Yes, sir.
There we go.
Thanks,
Welcome
Scott.
back. And I'm Scott Duff. And until next week,
stay proud.